Odds are your manager probably sucks. Whether you work at a Fortune 500 company or a small business, you likely don't have a high regard for your manager. In fact, a majority of Americans cite bad supervisors as the main reason they're looking for a new role, above even pay. So then, why are managers often terrible? And why do companies seemingly have a universal problem around hiring good management? The answer is, of course, not straightforward, and there are many issues and effects that cause bad management. What I want to touch on is a surprisingly under-the-radar problem that affects American companies in particular, but European companies less, meaning it's something that is proven to be avoidable. But first, let's do a brief tour of the common causes. Management structures are quite formalized and generally divided into three categories: line managers, middle managers, and senior managers. For the duration of this video, I'll be generalizing problems that affect the first two categories, line managers and middle managers, since they are closer in scope of role, and senior manager problems are a different topic altogether. Despite what you may initially believe, bad management is actually a thoroughly researched topic, as businesses have a vested interest in not hiring crappy managers. A single bad manager can cause an entire department to have stress, conflict, lower productivity, and turnover, all things businesses are keen to avoid. So, how has bad management become so rampant? One of the first thoughts that comes to mind is micromanagement. Micromanaging is defined as management with excessive control or attention to details. Instead of giving high-level instruction and guidance, micromanagers will scrutinize every detail and can be characterized by a lack of trust in the work of others, preferring to do or directly intervene in tasks themselves. This is, of course, irritating to the employees who feel a lack of trust from their supervisor in their own work. Why do anything yourself if your manager is just going to redo it? This style of bad management should be easy to screen out during hiring, but actually isn't. Someone may apply for a management role with lots of experience and interview exceptionally well, but may be a closeted micromanager. If promotion is done correctly, then prospective internal candidates can be screened for this, but external hiring makes this hard to know ahead of time. Second is the concept of failing upwards. If you work in a large corporation, you've probably seen this one play out before. Some employee will be just talented and outgoing enough not to get fired, but they are below average at their jobs. Whether to get them out of the way of more productive employees or upper management's obliviousness to actual work efficiency, these dunces keep failing and keep failing upwards into promotions and eventually management roles. Due to the Dunning-Kruger effect, they believe they are actually very talented and doing commendable work as managers, when in reality everyone else on the team knows they're incompetent. A root cause of this is the preference for extroversion and assertiveness. These traits aren't inherently bad. However, using extroversion as a sole barometer for managerial potential is. Higher-ups can often see a competent enough extrovert as a better candidate than a highly competent, quieter, smarter candidate who would make a better fit. These two factors play heavily into why a lot of management sucks. But there's a deeper meta issue that underpins most all of the causes of bad management. Leadership is its own separate skill, entirely distinct from other skills. Yet companies promote based on competency in non-leadership skills. Picture this. Bob is an entry-level analyst on a business analytics team at a large company. Bob is talented enough at his day-to-day role, presents well in meetings, and is a hard worker. After 18 months of being a top performer in his role, the assistant manager of the team leaves the company, and Bob is everyone's first choice to fill the role, so he gets the promotion. The fundamental problem with this is Bob has no skills in leadership. Bob has analytical and presentational skills, but those have nothing to do with leadership. In the same way, having strong presentational skills doesn't make you a good cook. They're completely different disciplines. Companies fall into a trap of promoting their best employees out of contributor roles and into management roles, resulting in less talented employees actually doing the work and a bad manager overseeing the work. Paradoxically, companies would do better not to promote their best performing employees, but rather employees who specifically demonstrate the skill set specific to leadership into management roles. This may sound like a complete rethink of the entire culture of work in America, and you would be right. But there is a demonstrable proof that an alternative exists. Many European companies, by contrast, have two distinct career paths: individual contributor path and the leadership path. This solution is the best of both worlds. It encourages highly talented employees to continue doing their best work for the company without having to be promoted into a leadership role to get higher compensation and more prestige. Individuals who do want to be leaders have a distinct leadership track and aren't competing with highly talented individuals who don't actually want to lead others, but have no choice other than to go into management as the only way of climbing up. Tech companies in America are starting to adopt this mentality too, as the war for talented software engineers in a job market where employees have all the power has forced the adoption of this two-track model in a lot of engineering departments. Tech companies then realize that being a strong programmer doesn't make you a strong manager, and the whole system is starting to stick. In fact, I'm lucky enough to work for an American company with this exact system, and I've seen firsthand how many problems having separate contributor and leader tracks solves. We all know what makes a good leader. We just suck at hiring good leaders. Thanks for watching.